The incipient prepper, the beginner prepper. Why do people begin or start prepping? Well, for a lot of people, they just kind of gradually wake up to the facts that they're not as safe and they're not as secure as they thought they were. It could be maybe triggered by an actual personal crisis, something they've gone through. It could be something as simple as they just got robbed or had a really bad storm or maybe a tornado and their house was damaged. And then they realized they didn't have a plan of how to deal with it. They didn't have any resources. They may have not even really had any kind of savings for temporary housing or to buy clothes because all their clothes was damaged. You find that people sometimes have a lot of hindsight knowledge, but not so much a forethought. And as we talk about over and over, the future and forward planning type of mentalities is a very healthy thing to have. Now, you should never live in the future in your mind. You shouldn't always just kind of dwell, in that abstract bubble of the, the to come, the down the road, the, things, how things are going to be kind of thing. And you definitely want to be in the moment now, but there's also that point that if you don't think a little bit about the future and then when it comes and it's not the kind of future that you want, then you're going to have a problem trying to deal with that future. So why am I bringing this up? Is because you don't have to be the traditional prepper that just starts out because they had a reason to prep, because they've had to go through some kind of suffering or trauma. If you've accidentally run into my channel and you're kind of curious, and especially if you're stumbled upon this very video and you're a lucky person, then you will find that there's a whole world of stuff you don't know about. And I'm not saying that facetiously or arrogantly or egotistically. I'm just talking about it's taken me decades to even crack the code on some of this. And it is a lot to take in. And you can start now. And over the years, you can compile a bigger and better database for yourself, resources, knowledge, skills. And you can get to a point that you can sit back and say, okay, I actually have some level of contingency now. I'm not helpless. I don't need charity. I am my own person, and I'm more respectable because of it. And so those are some things I just wanted to say out loud. And so it's okay to be the beginner prepper. It's okay to start, but you got to start somewhere. You don't want to sit there and twiddle your thumbs just because maybe you're overwhelmed and you can't do nothing. You want to stop being frozen in your place, and you want to unfreeze. Even if you have to take a few steps back from your situation, clear your mind and just start somewhere. The easiest way, I think, the place to start is when you're out getting your groceries, because you have to do that. You have to eat, right? Simply put, just get a few more items. I mean, just literally just buy a few more things that you normally buy, especially those things that are non-perishable, like canned goods or dried foods. It's just that easy. Maybe $5 the first time you do it, just to kind of get into the groove, just to kind of create a new mold of behavior. Maybe you just cut out a couple times a week. Maybe if you go out to eat 4 or 5 times a week, maybe you cut back on 1 or 2 of those outings. Save that money and just buy more prep stuff. Maybe at the grocery store, or go to Walmart or a hardware store and get a few tools you need. Maybe buy a few extra pairs of clothes just to set back. And you do this and you do this and you do this over time. And you accumulate and then you get more wise. And so this is the thing that motivates me. It's the new people. And this is why I do this, is because it helps people. At least I hope it does. And if anything, it can't hurt. It can't hurt to have preparedness in your life. So anyways, in my own personal life, I don't go around to all my friends constantly and talk about this stuff. But I do kind of harp this on the YouTube, mainly because this is kind of my focus and what I kind of feel like it's my contribution. And we all have things we can contribute. And so I hope this contribution is worthwhile. And I hope you enjoyed the channel. And as always, be safe.